Border Barrels is back. I'm not too sure if that snort was in there. If it wasn't,
Amber Heard.
Yeah, I tell you what, someone snorted. Oh yeah, what about that? Oh no, we can't.
Yeah,
I went down a complete rabbit hole today. And all I can say is the court of law isn't exactly as Suits or any other TV show really portrays.
It's more like a Monty Python sketch.
Can you confirm that there was a article that said you're a dick on December 10th? Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Can you confirm that this other article was not very good on December 13th? I suppose
Objection.
So. Yeah, but it's like, well, what's the actual question? What are you asking me? Like, what are we trying to prove? But all that stuff, I guess that's why these go for weeks, and on the TV shows only go for minutes. But
all I've learnt from it is that Amber Heard's lawyer loves to object to pretty much everything.
Yes.
And that Amber Heard shit in Johnny Depp's bed.
Now, I'm sorry, but that's all I got. Once I heard that, I sort of went, that's what this is.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't want to...
That's all I needed to learn.
I don't want to go in too deep, and I don't really want to give my opinion, but one thing that I did see was, the objecting to everything is absolutely a thing, because Johnny Depp's lawyers were talking about there was a particular staff member on the island that they have or that they stay at or whatever. I don't know. And they're like, so what was Amber Heard like when you first met? Objection! And then she was on video and she's like, oh, fantastic. Like, they were in love and they really loved it. Oh, withdrawn. And it's like, oh, I think old mate's withdrawn because it was good news. And like, could you go ahead? Yeah, she was nice.
Imagine if that was what everyday conversation was like.
Yeah.
Someone nearby just objecting to what you're saying.
Oh, God.
Hearsay.
But I'll tell you what. Like,
leading the witness.
It just, I was saying before to Marcella, it just seemed like the poor lawyer had been given this dossier and just... before, like 5 minutes before, and just gone, boom, here you go, do your best. Don't do any research, just do it. But unfortunately, she's had many months to do research. So, yeah, whoever she is, don't hire her. Oh, God. I might be in another defamation case, but I'll tell you what, that'll be pretty interesting. Anyway,
there's no winners, but you know what? There are winners in Supercoach.
Yeah, Supercoach and bloody footy and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, Border Barrels... here to talk about the footy, and I suppose, there was a victor between the three of us, but you'll have to wait till after the intro to find out. And Gratzy, if you want to hit it. I forgot to do it last week. I was sitting right in front of it. I know they can hear me.
The winner of the North Speed Medal in 2010 champions, Scott Embery.
I just said Stephen Memory.
Stephen Memory. What? Before we get into Supercoach, there was a barrel by a debutant who came on as a medical sub after the siren, got a 50 given to him, and he was about 55 out. And they were like, go for goal. And he jammed it on the boot and shanked a barrel. But it was Mitch Nevitt on debut for the Cats in Canberra. Went the barrel, and they all loved it.
I saw that, but didn't have the context that he just got on the field.
Yeah.
Because it was he didn't get onto it.
No, it was a mung.
But it was,
they say.
It was interesting. So explain the ruling. So I thought if it hits the ground, it's game over, but it's not. So if it hits the ground and if it doesn't get touched, it's still a goal. So he could dribble it through and it'd be a goal.
So it got a wicked bounce. You obviously didn't see it.
No,
it got a wicked bounce, probably at the top of around the top of the square, and all the pack was kind of like, oh yeah, and it like bounced over everyone, and Jeremy Cameron like watched it. He was riding it and it just missed.
Yeah.
Did you know if a player from the same team as the person that kicked the barrel or any ball on the siren's gone touches it, it's null and void. But if someone from the opposition touches it and it goes through, the score counts as a behind.
Okay. What, after the siren?
Yeah, so that basically means that if someone's having a long shot to win the game and the siren's gone, someone from the other team can't just tap it all the way through. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
yeah, fair enough.
Which has happened.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
My favourite thing about the behinds and goals today was in the Carlton Adelaide game. Carlton kicked a behind and Jack Silvani marked it just after the line, and they called a behind and the umpire went all clear and Jack Silvani just dropped the ball. and they called a 50-metre penalty against him because he didn't hand it back to the Adelaide player.
No.
Even though it wasn't a free kick. I'm like...
Is that in the rules?
I don't know what's in the rules anymore, but we won't get into that.
No. But anyway, how do we all score? Now, Simmo came in hot. Maybe he should go first because I feel like he might have beaten us
best
this
till
week.
last.
Ah, yes, best till last.
Start at the worst, which is me.
Oh, only just.
Yeah, only just. I got 22-14, which 22-14 I'm happy with considering I had one Malcolm Rosas on field scoring a big 18. Aside from that, my lowest score was Nathan O'Driscoll.
It's not a horrible score. I don't know if that's going to be par this week or...
Well, I don't know what is, but all I know is I'm looking at my team and I think I've only got 5 more upgrades to make, which I like. And I was noticing before Simmo gets into his whole team that he's only got 2 if he's happy to stick with Jared Berry and Matt Rowell. He's got 2 true rookies left to upgrade.
Interesting.
Which is pretty good at this stage of the year.
He's scoring well, so...
Well, he is.
I think I've been quite lucky. But
No, you make your own luck.
Yeah, all right. Gratz, what do you got?
3 points higher than Huddo at 22-17. Avoided most of the carnage. Jake Bowie, 49. It's time for him to go, I think. I think he needed 80 odd to even make any more money anyway.
Yeah.
Aside from that, it was sort of just an okay round. Started slowly and came good. Jackson McRae as VC was probably the best call. 144, so we took that because a lot of people, if you ended up with a Lockie Neal, scored 123. I know a lot of people thought that he'd just go nuts against a very depleted West Coast, but he didn't.
He didn't play the last 9 minutes of the game.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That I don't think Tom Stewart did either from that game.
But speaking about Jake Bowie, he has broken the record for most consecutive wins to start a career without missing a game.
Yeah.
So
Is it 15 now?
Came in and 15 straight wins for him, and one of those a premiership.
Jeez, how good.
I will just say, sorry, before we move on to you, in the last 3 weeks, I've brought 3 premiums into my team, that being Paddy Cripps, Luke Parker, and James Sicily this week. And I believe that James Sicily, did he score
130 something?
130, early 130s. I think that was the lowest score of the 3 premiums I've recently brought in. So
Luke Parker scored 80.
No. So the first week, first week owning them. So usually that whole worrying about bringing in a new premium and they go poorly first up, I'm escaping that right now and they're going big. So long may that continue.
No, that's good. So old Syme finished on 2256.
Well done.
Goodness me.
Thunderous applause.
What was your lowest score?
So lowest score, well,
Jake Bowie.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call him Jake Bowie, I'd call him Jack. Because I thought his name was Jack.
Jack Bauer.
Yeah, Jack Bauer. But I had Rose ass on the bench.
He played
18.
like one. Played like a busted ass.
You also had Paddy McCartan on the bench.
Yes, I did because
And Sam DeConey.
Yeah, no, I definitely did.
And Sam Hayes.
Yes,
Fuck.
yeah.
Your bench scored more than me.
Yeah, so if I had made a few changes, well, the changes I would probably make. Oh, though to be fair, McCartan and DeConey haven't scored that well over the past couple of weeks. So, but yeah, Bowie might go out or he might get swapped. Lockie Neal, 1.5 points per minute. I think he's going at.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Like,
looking at a few
I think
stats.
he's still averaging 138 now.
Like, yeah, he's very, very sneaky. So I think he's the number one mid.
Very, very sneaky.
Very, very sneaky. I think he's the number one mid going there. But anyway, I did okay. I forgot to change my captain and vice captain, but McRae did well. So
I got a
lucky
message
me.
from someone about you
Oh,
on
did
Friday
ya?
night.
Did you?
It was that old meme of what was it? Which movie is it from? It's like, was it Dodgeball? It's like, interesting strategy there, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him. That was Simmo going with the outright captain. Interesting.
Yeah, first game of the week.
Let's see if it pays off for him. And it did.
Well, I just
Because he doesn't know like
I do, but I have
emergency
to-
loopholes, but the VC ones, that's your next step in the learning of Supercoach.
yeah, but it somehow is the same thing, and I can't get
Yeah.
the concept anyway. I'm trying, and I'm doing a lot of reading.
Speaking
so.
of Lockie Neal, he is actually averaging the most in the entire comp at 138.
yeah,
Second
number one.
second is Jack McRae, and third is a surprising name. I don't know many people that have him, but Travis Boak
Oh, I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Is he?
averaging the same as Jack McRae.
Interesting.
How
And
much-
Jack McRae started the year at 700,000, pretty much 100 short, and Travis Boak started the year at 578.
So how much is Boak worth now, or the points even them up? So it's not as if he's
Well, it's all no. So break even and cost is based more on 3-round average than
it's 3-round
average.
rolling
Yeah,
averages.
So McRae before this week started 656 on the nose, and Boak 580.
Geez, that's good value, isn't it?
Yeah, so he could be.
We
a
should have
nice
kept that to
little-
ourselves, maybe. Or we'll edit that out.
Remove that.
Anyway.
Cut that.
No,
that.
doing all right. Well, we might go. Look, we're going to skip a few because we're sort of doing it late on a Sunday. So there's a few games that we're going to omit from this podcast because they were crap.
Well, also,
Yeah.
they weren't as Supercoach relevant as others were. There was a few we need to talk about more.
Yeah.
And the scheduling this week was shit. Like 2 Friday night games, and then Saturday there's 5 games, but there's 2 at the same time early afternoon, 2
Yeah.
at the same time Saturday night,
Yeah.
and then only 2 games today for what? For what? Like why? Why
Yeah,
did they have to
I-
schedule it that way? There was no AFLW game on. There was nothing to schedule it around.
It was Mother's Day. So historically, in recent years, no one goes to the footy on Sundays, so they took a game out.
Oh, okay.
But
There you
they
go.
could have just put it on a Thursday, like everyone likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind the Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll go into the first game. Port Adelaide, 86. West Bulldogs, 69.
McRae, we've already mentioned.
Yep.
I thought it
Boak
was just
we
obvious with McRae because Bond was out. I thought he'd go big, and he did.
Oh yeah, I actually watched this game. I was watching the game, and I didn't check my Supercoach team, and I was dead set that I hadn't put the VC on McRae because all week I was like, nah, I'm gonna VC Neil and then Captain Cripps,
Okay.
which would have, if I had have kept Cripps like that and taken Cripps' score, I would have gained 14 points and beaten Zach. But it turns out that I did have the VC on McRae, which was good in the end. But yeah, as we mentioned, Boak actually top scored 149
Yeah, it
for
was
him.
big.
He's ticking along. The oldest bloke to average some ridiculous amount of touches and stuff like that. Yeah, he's a gun. And then we had some cash makers, Sam Hayes, who we all had.
Yep.
Playing it
On the bench, but-
R3. Yeah, he scored 98. Admittedly played against a almost dead Stephen Martin. Like, he's pretty much there.
Yeah. They're giving him the big electric shock before he runs out.
Well, I tell you who they're getting the big electric shock to is Tim English, actually, because he looks like Frankenstein's
get
monster.
him back out
That's
there.
how they turn him
They
on.
should tattoo some neck bolts.
Yeah, he needs some neck bolts.
That would be
God,
pretty
he's got such a tall head.
He does have the tallest. Well,
And
he's gonna
because he
be
has
long
the
now.
Will Smith Fresh Prince fade too.
Yeah, which is unpopular in these times.
Yeah.
With that. Dunkley, what happened there? 78.
He got bevoed. So Luke Beveridge is a bit like Leon Cameron, where if they were Supercoach coaches, they would play their teams completely different. And well, this year, if Bevo was a good coach, I think he'd play his team completely different because they beat Essendon, but other than that, they haven't looked very good for quite a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dunkley's probably one of the best ball getters in a contest. Not only at Western Bulldogs, but in the comp, and yet they don't put him in there.
It looked like he was trying pretty hard.
Yeah, no, he always tries
Yeah.
hard. But I don't know. They really rock with Libba in there, and it's like, yeah, Libba's great at winning the footy, but Dunkley's better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like
fair
what
enough.
I said about Horton Francis with North. It's like, just put him where he needs to be. Stop doing
Yeah.
he's a rookie, all that kind of stuff. But speaking of rookies, Robbie McComb, 73.
No, and that's a cool story with him. He's only played a couple of games and he's played 2 bloody blinders.
Yeah.
And he's been on the rookie list for I read up on him because
Yeah,
he's in
did ya?
my
He's
team.
26 years
He's
old.
in my team, yeah. But I tell you what, I don't want it I haven't looked into his physicality, but he's in bloody good nick as far as I'm concerned. So he's been on the list for a couple of years and he's played a couple of games, done really well, and I think he'll probably stay in there. He scored quite well he did well.
I've got 2 pods, one from either team. One we mentioned last week, Ollie Wines, just another ton. in the early hundreds. He's still just a tick over 500k. Only issue, he has the worst bye week. So round 12's a rough one. A lot of us have a lot of players out.
Yep.
I haven't even looked at it.
No, neither.
Yeah, no, I did a bit of research. I'm actually centering my trades now around that first bye week, trying to get more players in. That's why I avoided Wines this week, but he's just getting hundreds and he's a tick over 500k. He's a Brownlow medalist. You could do a lot worse. The other one from the Bulldogs is Bailey Dale, that no one's really talking about this year, but he's averaging just over 100 too, I believe, and had a good game the other night. I believe Hudson, you got the score there.
That was
A question?
good game.
Question? Yeah.
Yeah, he scored 103. I think.
Yep. Yeah, he's just ticking along really nicely too. I thought Caleb Daniel might bounce back a bit more this year. He hasn't, but Dale has gone on with his All-Australian form from last year. So.
Yeah, well, Gratzy, you had a pod. I've got a dud, which is a DUD.
And it's spelled Z-A-K.
That's Butters.
Soft as too.
I'll tell you what.
I reckon he's done.
Putting
He
that
has
out there.
scored four 50s in a row at Adelaide
Yeah.
Oval now. And hate to break it to him, but Adelaide Oval's his home ground.
Yeah,
So-
I must admit, looking at some of the games this season, I'm probably a bit more aware about the game this year than I was last year. But there's been some real grinders where there's some teams that, like, if you score 24 or something, yeah, you're not going to have a very good Supercoach score, but, like, he definitely should be doing better, and there are some players in his team that are doing much better.
Yeah. Well,
And-
they've restructured. They've put Connor Rosie on the ball now.
Yeah.
But Butters has
which-
played mid-minutes, but
Yeah.
it's not consistent enough.
Rosie in the mid's probably better for their team because he is a better player.
Which is
quicker.
hilarious. No one's going to look back at a previous episode, but we've all had a good laugh about Connor Rosie. Like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, he's bloody good, bloody unreal MVP. And then you two had a Barney about it and whatever else. And turns out he has actually done quite well. But yeah, Butters,
He's
tell
just
you what,
clean.
he's copping the boot.
Yeah.
But I reckon my prediction for Butters, we all trade him out and he just scores a big 130 or something next week.
Like, he's one of those players, and that's why he's still in most people's teams come round 8, is because you live with the 50s because his other 4 scores. I can get it.
big.
Yeah, I can get it quickly for us.
While you're looking
So
those up.
well, I can do it already.
Oh,
I'll
you
tell
already got it.
So he's got his 4 scores that we said at Adelaide Oval: 58, 57, 58, 52. His other 4 scores this year were 114, 136, 130, and an 89.
You know
that's why we've lived with him for 8 weeks, is because you're not trading out someone that could score 130.
It's a potential. It's a potential.
But
that's what he's having here.
he's basically 2022's Isaac Heaney. Like,
Yeah,
in previous years, Heaney's done this where it's like he's a top 6 forward, but he'll score 50.
That's good. And the next week he's playing Adelaide Oval. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's that.
It's pretty funny. I had Heaney last year. I was like, yeah, Heaney. And then everyone's like, you're crazy. Now this year, everyone's like, yeah, Heaney.
Thing
Ahead
with
of
Butters,
time.
before we move on to the next game,
Yeah.
last week we went through that he got robbed.
Yeah.
This week he did a little bit too, but I think there might be an explanation for it. So I actually watched him get a tackle, get a free kick for holding the ball. Then he had an effective kick from that free kick. Then he took a mark and he kicked it inside 50. Someone took a mark and kicked a goal. So it was a goal assist. And he got 1 point for all of that. And other people on Big Footy mentioned this too. But I don't know if you guys watched the game. There was a very rare interchange infringement. And Butters was the guy that ran on the ground to cause the infringement. So I actually think that must be a champion data minus points situation that I wasn't aware of.
Yeah.
And you must lose like 10 points like you do for a 50-metre penalty.
Yeah.
That's the only explanation I've got. I don't know why I got 1 point for all that stuff. So
Who knows? Well, we'll move on to the next game. So we're going to go straight to Saturday night. Is that correct?
Yeah, so we're not going to talk about what happened in the Freo North game, but I think most people will have Will Brodie
Yep.
Scoring 115, Nathan O'Driscoll scoring 61, and Jason Horne-Francis scoring 66, who is still going to have a break even of around 55. So if you can live with his scoring, if you can get him at M9, keep him, because he will make a little bit more money. The one that I'm looking at from this game is a ruck forward in Todd Goldstein.
Oh.
Surprisingly. There's 2 ruck forwards that I've got my eyes on this week to bring in. And Gratzy, you say, like it's a bad thing. Todd Goldstein has started the year poorly, but since becoming only ruck,
with Jerry being out.
yeah, so the last 2 weeks, 125 and 142.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, can't argue with that. That's
And we are we are starved of forwards
You reckon?
this year. Like really good forwards, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all the players in my team are forward mids, and they're all mid. They all essentially play as mids. Is that sort of what you're saying?
Yeah, partially. But like if you go into the highest scoring forward is Tim English, who might be back this week, and then it's Josh Dunkley, Isaac Heaney averaging 109. That's what I mean. It's like that's low.
I just think there's more forwards this year that are averaging around that 100 mark that you can get in, whereas in previous years it's like the 10th highest forward is only averaging 94 or something.
Well, there's only 3 forwards averaging more than 100, and that's Heaney, English, and Dunkley. The next one is Peter Laddams.
What's Dylan Moore averaging now? He was over 100 last week, but he's 70.
He's down to 99.
Oh, okay, right.
Same as Laddams.
Okay.
Righto. Keep moving.
Same as Tex.
Yeah, get Andrew Brayshaw if you can. Sorry.
Yeah, actually, that's true.
Very good. All right. Next game, Richmond Tigers, 113. Connor Wood, Magpies, 86.
We have something for that. Gratzy, you're meant to be on this.
Get a big dog up your Collingwood.
You fucking deserve it.
Goodness. Oh, that's the best one.
That's the best.
That's
good. Good on Richmond, I guess. I didn't get to watch any of this game, but Tom
Richmond
Lynch
were
going at
awesome.
it again.
Yeah, 25 touches and 6 goals. And
It's incredible. Tom Lynch.
Jesus.
yeah, and everyone's off Darcy Moore. Kane Corns already bringing up that he's on a big contract after one half of footy.
Yep.
Not sure about that bloke, as we've mentioned on the pod.
Now he looks
number
like
of
Jack
times.
Ginnivan.
Yeah, was that a bet?
No. He just did it. He's like, I like this guy now, so this is
He's
why.
a fucking weird.
He says
he changes his mind. Like, remember when he wanted to be? Was he the fireman?
Yep.
And he quit almost immediately.
Yep. Fireman Kane.
Yeah. And he's like, I hate Jack Ginnivan. And then 20 minutes later, he's like, I want to dye my hair like Jack Ginnivan. Like a 10-year-old
No,
would.
it's just to say that,
You know, like 10-year-olds are like, oh, his hair's cool. I love him.
No, it's
Can
just
I
say
get
that,
a hair like that?
He's trying to admit that he does admit when he's wrong.
I've been
Just because
studying.
you do it once doesn't mean you do.
I'll tell you what, I've been studying him. He's actually quite clever, Kane Corns.
Well, it's all for clicks.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but it's sort of like it's not overly obvious. But then you get deep in the conspiracy. You're like, hold on a minute. If I don't listen to you, you don't exist. So anyway, we'll move on. Very good.
Moving on.
I won't. Yeah, it's a bit strange.
Jaden Short, 109. Not as big as his big 150.
But still good.
Jack Crisp, 121.
Damn it, I've got to get him.
Yeah, I'm glad I have him still. The other ruck forward that I mentioned, who is in my trade plans, Darcy Cameron. Scored 108 this week.
He was big last week too.
Yes, and it coincides again with the becoming number one ruck. He's gone 115 and 108 since Brodie Grundy left.
Yep. No,
So-
he's doing really well.
Him and Todd Goldstein are definitely options, and considering Darcy Cameron's under 350k, that's even better.
Oof.
That's a
That's a great pod, that
yeah.
one. Rookie watch, we got Morris Rioli.
Yeah, Morris Rioli, fresh off a big 92, scored 72.
Yep. I think I'll bring him in.
Yeah, I think I will. If only to sit on my bench and make money.
Yep.
My plan this week is to have no rookie forwards because they're the ones that are killing me.
Yeah, well, Durden. It's
Looking
time for
at you,
Durden to
Malcolm.
go. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Durden. One player going, Ryan Mansell. Big elbow to the back of
Yeah,
Jack
I
Innovet's
did
head
see
on the
that.
ground. As we watch Andrew Gaze try and do what Steph Curry did after he called it standard.
Awesome, and I saw his butt crack.
You got a good gaze at it?
Thanks, guys. Yes, I had a good gaze at his butt crack. Yeah.
Does that make you gaze?
So to give context, do we give context?
Do we ever?
No, I suppose not. But yes, Steph Curry was doing his warm-up routine. It's absolutely ridiculous. And Andrew Gaze was like, yo, that's standard. And everyone's like, you can't do that, dickhead.
Yeah.
And anyway, they got
And he
him
couldn't
up,
do it.
And he couldn't do it. But credits, I love Gaze. He put himself in that
At least,
position on
like-
purpose and he loves it.
The other rookie watch, Aiden Begg, only 37, and I don't think anyone will be bringing him in because Sam Hayes still has so much money to make, and Aiden Begg is ruck only.
That is true. I'll also apologise to anyone who may have brought in Braden Maynard after I said, look, he'll start the year with a 50, then he'll go good, and then you get him in when he's cheap. So no, he's getting 50s. Avoid
Braden Maynard. But yeah, the other one that I had written down was no one.
Dustin Martin.
Oh yes, Dustin Martin. The reason I gave before the pod is because everyone has forgotten about him, and I just forgot about him.
Yeah.
Well, there you
I
go.
was the one that brought it up, so he might fly under the radar. But yeah, that's that game done. Nick Dacos, everyone has. He scores 80. You keep him because
I traded him out.
Why? You could do a lot worse as a DC.
He needed 77 to make his break even,
and he got it.
but I traded him to James Sicily, who we'll speak about soon.
Very good. Yeah. All right, you happy to move on?
Yeah.
Yep. We'll skip.
The goal comes.
Yeah, because I don't like they got a big win, which was great.
Yep,
Don't
good
think
on.
anyone watched the game though, because why would you when Richmond Collingwood's on? But a quick mention of Paddy McCartan back from his concussion, his week off. He scored 94, which we'd love to see. We just love to see him play because it's a good news story
Well, and why would that be?
because of his concussion history.
Okay.
Concussion Cameron.
Yeah.
We don't give context on these podcasts.
No, but I was just checking because I was going to say
Oh,
something
thank you.
quite harsh and just want to make sure it was founded. I think the concussion really helped in this case because he came back and made a 94.
Okay.
No concussion this time, just
no.
dazed.
Quiet from Callum Mills, scoring a 60. Ugh. Heaney, quiet, 75. Luke Parker, on the surface, 89 is not quiet. But when you realise that he was on 82 at halftime, then you go, oh,
Was
yes,
he?
that's quiet.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Now I'm mad.
He scored 0 points in the fourth quarter.
When the game was on the line. Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to trade him out.
Buck him.
I'm not going to.
That's about it.
Did everyone bring him in this week? I brought him in this
I brought him
week.
in
No, I
last
don't have
week.
him.
Okay,
I got his
yeah.
big 140.
Yeah, fair enough. No,
And on the other side, Tuk keeps going. He got up to 122, even breaking the James Rowbottom tag for that one. Jared Witts, you could do worse at R2 with another ton, a big ton, 132. And your man, Gratzy, Isaac Rankin, somehow 12 kicks, 1 handball, 1 mark, 1 tackle, 2 goals, 94. That's those stats.
If Zach Butters got those stats, he would have scored 30.
Zach Butters got those stats,
Yeah.
and he got 50. And yeah, we mentioned Malcolm Rosas. Yeah, don't let the door hit you on the ass
on the way out. And Matty Rowell, did
Whoa.
you mention Rowell?
Oh yeah,
88.
I forgot people still have him. 88.
Yep.
Weird one for him. 16 touches, 5 tackles for an 88. So I think scoring in this whole game was weird.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah,
weird.
cool. Shall we continue?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Geelong Cats, 88. GWS Giants, 35.
Geelong.
We had to talk about this one because a lot of us have a lot of Giants players.
Yeah.
Nah.
This one was in Canberra
I've
as
only
well.
got 2.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people do have a lot of Giants players.
but
I mean,
they-
everyone has Bruce, right?
Yeah, Bruce. There's another rookie that I'll probably get in this week. Depends. But in the freezing cold, bloody Manuka Oval, Canberra is always cold.
Yeah, it's tough. And there has been a cold snap around this region. We're fairly close to Canberra,
Yeah.
and it's cold.
If you, as the fro flies,
As the
as the
as the fro clies.
as the crow flies, we are closer to Canberra than any other city, I believe. So,
Yes.
yeah, cold, very cold. Mitch Duncan finally got a score. He played a
Yeah.
different role.
But avoid for Supercoach.
Well,
Nah, he's been too inconsistent.
he started poorly, but if you give him another week, I reckon he could sway your vote. The one that stands out to me from this game that a lot of people won't have, and I know that for a fact, is Mark Blitzars.
Yes, that is very
Blitzars.
true. I thought you were going to say Isaac Cumming, which is also true, but
Yeah.
Mark Blitz. Yeah. Or what
But
about
speaking of inconsistency, Cumming is that.
we love our radio or journalists and footy commentators that can't pronounce names.
Yep.
Whoever was commentating the radio when I was driving home from footy yesterday, they don't even care, they don't even try with Blissar's name. They just said Blickvass.
All right, there you go.
I was like, what? Like,
which is really funny because
Poor bloke's dyslexic. When life gives you melons, you're probably dyslexic.
I've
Blickvass.
I've listened to a fair
That
few
one.
commentators that have made that. Sorry,
That's
that
a
have
great joke.
yeah, no, sorry, that have come from radio to TV, and you're like, man, what are you explaining? You're literally explaining everything, like, because you're on radio like details the thing, and like how can you just completely just forget their name? Like learn their names.
But now you get the opposite. I remember listening to radio when I was a kid, and you knew where the ball was at any given moment because of how well they explained everything.
Yeah, that's sort of
And
where I'm
now
going with it.
it's like center clearance comes out, Kelly, forward pocket, gone out of bounds. It's like,
but then they're like,
okay,
over to you for
Kelly's
the-
on 2 teams.
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
know.
over to you for the Red Z lending, Harvey Norman, Total Tools.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boundary
stat
throw
of the
in.
day. Yeah, it's like, fuck's sake.
Yeah,
It's
'cause,
like, I don't know where it is.
I think there was a moment when I think crossing codes. So Ray Warren couldn't commentate on the NRL, and Ray Hadley came in and commentated. Who has a radio program, and also he does the radio commentating. And like he's just going the whole time, and you're like, dude, I've got it on. I can see where it is. But that's when you realize it is a fine art.
Yeah.
Like when you listen to it on the radio, and you know where the ball is. Yeah, it's a very good point.
That's because that's why I like soccer commentary is really good because there's 2 blokes in the booth. One of them is the play by play. He's the one going, pass to Pogba to Ronaldo, and the other guy's a former player, and he's like, just.
Insight.
Yeah, and he's like, the club's they've had a shocking week, blah, blah, blah. Whereas, like, in the AFL, they're all just like, I remember when I played full forward for
You know what
North
it is?
Melbourne.
In wrestling, it's called play-by-play, and the other person's called colour.
Colour.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about
Oh,
that.
so that's everything. Okay.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So play-by-play is obviously calling it, and colour
Yeah.
is
Like,
Add
giving,
something
colour.
extra.
giving
Okay.
context.
Okay, this is.
Oh, we have no colour
Yeah,
commentators.
I've been
here
thinking
at
about
Quarter
this.
Barrels.
I've been thinking about this, and I want to raise it
Wait,
with you.
did you say?
No, I said colour commentators. We talk about no context.
I want to raise it with you guys for a special podcast. I want us to commentate a quarter of footy live.
Yeah.
We can think about it.
Yeah.
Just at some point and
Well,
release
it'd
that
be
as its
funny
own
'cause,
podcast.
Like, we talk shit about BT and all that, and we'd.
I wanna see if we can do it.
We'd be horrible. I can guarantee you. But also, BT's been doing it for a number of years. Give us a number
No,
of years.
no,
and I reckon
no,
we
no,
can
No,
do it.
I'd like us just to do it and actually
that's
see
all right.
how it goes.
Yeah.
And I think, could we put it? I'm just thinking about how we do it. It'd be cool to put it on like Facebook. Anyway, we'll work out.
Yeah,
the
we'll
moving
work
parts.
on that.
So where were we? We got a
Yeah.
little bit lost.
Yeah, no, sorry. So, Simon Lockie Whitfield, 94. You've still got him somehow.
I do, and I'm also looking at it. If like he's okay. No, I am clicking on the right dude.
Oh, Supercoach is open. I can see that on your screen.
Open,
But that's for
season.
later. That's later.
For later.
Yeah. Anyway,
We'll save that. Cooper Hamilton, 55.
Yep,
Another
not
one on
bad.
the bubble. Mid forward, oddly, although he plays kind of halfback for the Giants. Finn Callahan has gone past his bubble, but he only scored 33.
He's
which
playing good footy, but he's better on the ball.
He's a good
little
player.
bit, Yeah.
He looks a good player
He's
for
a bit
sure.
Josh Kelly-like in the way he moves too.
Yeah, Josh Kelly, quiet, 85 after his big 150.
No. He slowed down. He was on 75 at three-quarter time. There was
Luke
100
Parker.
there for the taking.
Tim Taranto, 84. Yeah, you don't mind it, but it's not great. Geelong did all the scoring. They had a few guys up there. And my man, who I maintain, if he gets a good run at it, is a good scorer, Zach Guthrie, 100.
Oh. Did he
As a
really?
laid in.
Oh, for
Yep.
goodness
yeah, because
sakes.
he kicked a goal there.
Was that his first
Yeah,
goal?
he did. Yeah, I saw that, and also I saw as well. So I was in Canberra, so home of Capital Brewing, and
Yep.
home of
Tom
also
Green.
Ben Spoke Brewing. But
Yep.
at the ground they have Capital Brewing,
Yep.
so that's good. That's bloody.
drank
hell.
them
Everyone
on
in the
I
Tom-
drank them on the pod.
Yeah,
The
there you
Tom
go.
Green fan club. Have you seen that?
Their tent.
They've got a tent set up with that
Okay.
written, and they all are drinking Capital beers. in
There
there.
you go.
Yeah, he scored 96, actually, speaking of Tom Green,
very
who
good.
is still scoring many points. It is Tom Green breakout season because that 96 is actually his second lowest score for the year, aside from a 92.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen his scores? It's insane.
Yeah, they're good.
164, 106, 147, 92, 115, 108, 107, 96.
And now I don't.
He's good.
And because I don't have him, their scores I don't want to see. Just like the scores from the next game that Simmo's about to read
Yes,
out.
well, we better move on to that because we're at about 40 minutes or so we better keep moving. Which 108, 81. So Essendon Bombers 108, Hawthorn 81.
that angry that I can't even pick a good player.
Yes,
That's
well.
Hawthorn fan.
He is a Hawthorn fan.
Yeah.
That was a difficult one because my phone literally almost blew up because it was just like notification after notification.
Yeah, because
there was a tit for tat going on for a minute there.
A certain Essendon fan was finally happy.
Yeah,
for once.
But as well, the thing I did note is the scores were level at the time that it started. I started watching it, and then it didn't end up as level.
No.
So, there you go. Who do we have? What are we doing?
So who do we have? Everyone has Nicholas Martin, 88.
He's still going very well.
Essendon's best player.
Now, okay, I have to ask the question. Did you watch the whole game?
Yeah.
Now, can you take all bias out of this? Genuine question, because this has been in the media in the last day from Wayne Carey's comments. After last night and how they both played, who would you have ahead in the Rising Star between Jai Newcombe and Nick Martin?
Nick Martin.
What about last night's game?
By
Who do you think
long
played better last night, though?
Nick Martin.
You think he played better last night?
Yep, 100%, because Nick Martin influences results.
I'm going to say this. Nick Martin
Jai Newcombe
is
doesn't.
Nick Martin favourite for Rising Star. Yes?
Easy.
If we didn't
By a
have
long way.
we didn't have Jai Newcombe in the first half, you guys would have been ahead the whole game.
Nick Martin is leaps and bounds, like by the length of the Flemington Strait.
Lamington Strait.
By the length of that.
I've got him first for
he
overall.
Is the rising star.
Do not get me wrong.
How many guys in there? What's this? He missed a game this year, so his 7th game on a Saturday night in a traditionally intense game. Undrafted, 22 disposals, 9 marks, 2 goals, 2. One of them very important, the left foot snap from the pocket after Devon Smith kicked it in after Devon Smith smashed fucking Granger Barras around the throat, which was a square up, mind you. And he does it week in, week out. Nick Martin, we talked about it, first game at the club, 27 touches and 5 goals.
Oh, it was insane.
And he's kept doing it. He's magical.
I agree. The only thing from last night... So I brought this up because Wayne Carey, before this game came on, said Newcombe is well in front for the Rising Star if you're doing it now. And I can't even say I agree. And I love Jai. And then Jai comes out in the first half of this game, had 22 disposals in the first half. He was immense. And then there was even
then he had 6 touches in the second half.
Oh,
that's not the sign of a good player.
Well, is it playing what? He's 11th game, and he's come out and had 22 touches in, as you said, a big game. Against a traditional rival.
And in the clutch moments,
he was huge.
Nick Martin set up 2 goals and kicked 1 in the 4th quarter. So
it's all right. I'm saying Nick Martin's in front.
Nah.
My call at the start of the year on our first pod, talking about Supercoach, was that Jai Newcombe was going to average 90, and I believe he's averaging 90. So if anyone thinks that we don't know what we're talking about with Supercoach, we do know what we're
You'd
talking
be
about
right.
with Supercoach.
But if anyone doesn't reckon
he's averaging
Simon doesn't
86.
know, then they could be right.
Well, close.
86.
If you round up.
It's his 2nd ton.
If you round up.
Yeah.
If you round up, he's averaging 100.
Anyway, moving on. Darcy Parish, I brought in 3 weeks ago. That was a good one. If you've got him as a mid-premium pod, you are laughing. James Sicily, another one that a lot of us... Do we all have James Sicily?
No, I don't.
You don't have to... Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have recommended him. He has scored quite well.
He started the year at 440k. I should have brought him in at the start, but a very nice 130-odd last night. That was great. Rookie watch, Ben Hobbs. I know a lot of people moved him on pretty quickly after he scored 13 last week, and he pulled out a 92, Hudson. So...
93.
He was 93. Okay, he was quite good.
Ben Hobbs. He's if they play him in the right position, he will be very good instantly.
Yeah,
he played all last week in the forward pocket and scored 13, which is a surprise to no one.
Yeah, it just happens.
Well, don't play. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, on ball gun. I was very surprised by Nick Bryan. He was really good. He was the reason we won this game because having another tall. We were able to keep Peter Wright in the forward line.
Yeah.
He didn't go there, any centre bounces.
Do me to better.
And he kicked 6, and he's 3rd in the Coleman. And we traded, as one of my friends mentioned, we traded Simmo's ute for him. That's how cheap he was.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
But one would argue the same thing applies here. Like that's how cheap it was.
Two-seater ute for a two-seater Peter.
However, quite valuable at the same time. So there you go.
Interesting
Alright.
pod watch just before we move on. Max Lynch is still early 200Ks because he has an injury-affected 13 in his score. And he's pulled out a ton.
But he's ruck only.
He is ruck only. Let's just say Hayes gets injured next week.
Don't put that in the universe.
Just say that he does. Just keep Lynchy in mind. His score is going to go up soon, but also he was pretty good. Kicked a couple of goals. Ran Draper off his feet for the first half.
First ever goal.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Sorry, James Corden's just turned up
Yeah.
at the F1 in Miami.
He's the worst.
He's the worst. The absolute
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah, Max Lynch first ever goal in the AFL.
Yeah.
It's so
only his
weird
fifth
because
game.
but he's been on a list for 4 years.
Yeah. Good Aubrey boy. Border boy.
Border boy. But yeah, that's it for that game.
Sorry, I need to get back in. So
What a fucking
there
what
was-
a win. We're back.
there was a game
Premiership Dons.
between Brisbane Lions and West Coast Eagles, but we can't talk about that because
No.
There's no point.
Yeah.
Lockie
Well,
'cause-
Neal, 123.
Yep.
That's about it.
No,
Rich,
I can.
Rich 117.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good for you. Jared Berry, not so good, 65.
No, yeah, he's.
Um,
I'm looking for other people. We're looking to see other people.
There's other fish in the sea for Syme. The big one for me from this game, which is a really weird phenomenon. So at one stage, Liam Ryan was the only bloke to have kicked a goal for West Coast, and he was their lowest scorer.
He was -4.
Yeah,
That's
after
so
being
funny.
the only one kicking a goal. The other anomaly from this game, which is my favourite, is that for most of the game up until late in the fourth, the top scorer for West Coast, and he ended up as equal third. For most of the game up until late in the fourth. Your phone's got Bluetooth, your Pelican.
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
that's pretty funny. I was just doing a Snapchat of James Corden and I was going to blow up, but I'll just put my phone down because
We are
You
really
ruined my
professional.
You
I
ruined
just
my
want to hit
great
the
point.
So I did. No, I hit the Bluetooth button.
Can we
The
just
blue-
hit? Can we hit the mute Simmo button?
Yeah, I'll just wind it down. Yeah. Sorry.
So my awesome point was that the guy who finished equal third for top scorer for West Coast in Supercoach isn't actually in Supercoach.
It's one of the coaches, like Simmo said last week.
See?
Jake Florenka is not in Supercoach, and he now averages 102.
I love that more than anything.
Yeah, that was that game.
What do we
May as
got?
well-
Cool. Are we doing the next one?
Yep.
We had to do the next one.
All right. Melvin Demons, 93.
RIP to those that captained Gorn, especially if you passed on a better VC score.
I don't know why people captain Gorn. I was not sold on
Just
him.
his last few weeks.
Yeah, but he's coming up against one of the best ruck duos in Ryder and
Yep,
Marshall.
100
And
yep.
Ryder at the moment, now that Nat Nui's not playing, is the best tap ruckman in the comp.
Yep.
He's just so strong.
It wasn't the call to captain Gorn. If you had
No.
Oliver as well, that was the better
That
call.
was the better option.
Yep. Not Jack Steele, which I did see someone did as
Yeah,
well.
I didn't captain him, but I had him. He gave away 3 free kicks in about 30 seconds in the second quarter, and then he took a mark I think it was the third quarter, he took a mark 40 metres out, and as he landed, smashed his head and had massive blood out of his mouth, so they called a blood rule. And I was like, of course, he won't score well. And of course, Jack Sinclair, the 2 weeks I've had him, has been the only 2 weeks he hasn't scored 100.
What did you get this week?
83.
Well, at least he's getting 80s.
No, it's fine. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Jake Bowie, we already spoke about. Not
bad.
good. We'll move him on. Petrarca?
Syme, 106.
Yeah,
But did he get off a
alright.
lot of touches?
36 touches.
Yeah, you want better than that. I don't think he's disposable.
58%
Yeah, it's
disposal efficiency.
dog poo.
Jack Steele, 10 clangers, by the way. Not sure anyone was counting that. Ed Langdon, huge, 39 touches, 8 marks, 3 tackles. One of those marks was a really good going back with the
Yes,
flight
I know.
mark. And then another one where Zach Jones tunneled him, and then Clayton Oliver ran over, and Zach Jones went the short elbow to the chest and barely made contact, and Clayton Oliver looked like he'd been sniped.
Now, it's almost like they forgot that you can tag Ed Langdon, which
Yeah.
worked very well last week.
Yeah.
Old Finn McGuinness, which if you still have him, that was his best game last night, and
Yeah.
you're laughing. He started as a rookie price. But, yeah, no, Ed Langdon, that is pretty incredible.
Ed Langdon, one of 4 players to average 99% time on ground. He has sat on the bench once this year, which has brought that down.
I'd love to do that.
Zach, can you name the other 3 players averaging 99? Now, one of them is at Melbourne, so I'll give you this one. It's Adam Tomlinson.
Oh, that's not.
The other 2, though, one's missed 1 game and one has played every game.
Is one of them like Jacob Wiedering or someone like a key defender?
No, so he's 98%. The other 2 averaging 99 are Harris Andrews and Rory Lobb.
Tolls. I knew that'd be Tolls.
Yeah, but Rory Lobb's not bad, 99% game
Cardio freak.
time on ground, averaging 99 for the year as well. Was he injured this week or was it COVID?
Oh, COVID protocol.
Yeah, see, he's one as well. He's
consider
a good option.
Anyway, Sime, I reckon you've got one last score for us because people may have had a particular player as their captain in this game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, would they? I reckon that's a pretty, I reckon that's not all that safe if you were going to do that. But anyway, Carlton Blues, 116. LA Crows, 68.
I'm not surprised he said that because he doesn't like Paddy Cripps, we've discovered last week.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So,
out of all the people not to like, Paddy Cripps doesn't do anything that makes you mad. He's a hard worker. He's a fucking bull. Jack Silvani's snap this week, they were calling how good the snap was. How about fucking
The handball.
Paddy Cripps running through Will Hamill and then running through 3 more tackles and giving a handball to Silvani?
So I've got nothing against Cripps.
Well,
because
I don't know.
Because if I did, he would kill me. But I feel poor bugger's injury prone. So, don't you reckon?
I am still suspect on a 1-week
See, I don't
hamstring.
get-
And he came back bald like Ben
But
Cousins.
has he played? Yeah, there you go.
I don't
But has he
get
played
this
other
injury
games
prone,
than
'cause
this season?
He's missed 1 game, 1.5 games with his hamstring. Last year he didn't actually miss all that many games,
So-
but he was hampered. But before that in his career,
We know he's
Plays
injury prone but plays through it. That's the difference.
He's
so
tough as fucking
We think
nails.
that when he plays poorly, it's like, well, clearly he's injured.
Also, let's mention that you do mention, so this year and then last year, but before that he was fine. I didn't watch footy before last year.
Yeah.
So this is all
But,
I know. So that's why.
I want to.
That's when footy started.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it stopped for a while. It stopped for about 15 years. I
but he
used to
was,
watch it back in 96.
Back in 2018.
Simo's match used to be if there's no Stewie Maxfield, there's
No,
no sign.
exactly. And what's Shannon Grant? Shannon Grant, yeah.
He's out here belting people these
There you
days,
go.
unfortunately, which we don't condone at
Oh,
all.
right.
Is that
okay.
microphone head? No, that's Jared.
That's Jared Grant.
Has he got a
Microphone head!
Oh, explain that,
His
please.
head looks like a
He
microphone.
said, looks like a
Okay.
That's all the
Like these
explain-
sorts of microphones,
Now,
There you go.
or
I'm
it's
gonna
just quite
find-
round.
You guys do, so I'm going to find something.
That's not a microphone head. I love people that look like things. I love that. Cool.
What else was from this game that people would have? A lot of people have Doc, which is a great call. He's got 115. For the people that started Charlie Curnow, 149, 6 goals, 3. 21 touches and 6 goals, mind you. Of those 21 touches, 20 kicks, 1 handball. So a good kick to handball ratio, 20-1, in fact.
Yep.
Jack Carroll in his second game, 59, which is good. We like that.
Yep.
Adelaide as a whole, bad. Unless you've got Jordan Dawson, 134, Rory Laird, 123. And I had Ben Keys for the first time this week, and he's got 100.
I
There you
tossed
go.
up between Dawson and Sicily all week. Can I just say my biggest advice for the week for anyone who's looking for a premium, Jordan Dawson's not much above 500k and doesn't have the buy in round 12 and a lot of other teams with very popular players do. He is a really, really good upgrade option.
And Jordan Dawson also has a low score of 81.
Yes, he's basically a Moneyball pick, in my opinion, if you can do Moneyball and Supercoach.
Yeah, that's why I went with Ben Keys as my upgrade this week, because 100's not ideal from a premium, but 100 is now his lowest score for the year. So don't mind it.
No, very good. People we were keen to move on from.
Josh Rochelle.
Rochelle.
Yeah.
I already got rid
Already
of him.
got rid of him.
Yeah, well, I moved on.
You might be a week late.
moved on from him. What did he score this week?
40.
Well,
But I tell you what,
Get a dog up, you Rochelle.
This is a Horn Francis situation. He went into the middle in the last quarter and looked really, really good.
Oh, he's a great player, but
Yeah.
we're talking pure Supercoach points.
If
time.
he played in the
Cut
midfield,
cord.
though, I think he could average 80.
He will at some point.
Easy. Much like Horn Francis would be if their coach wasn't an idiot.
Yeah.
I
anyway.
really don't like
And sorry,
David Noble.
And-
Fuck that bloke.
all I can say is all of these people have been trashing, like all of the players. Like, we know you're better footy players than us.
Yeah, like we're not
And
talking
we're not,
about how
and you're
much
probably
better.
good blokes. No doubt you're good blokes. So anyway, that's
No
what we'll say.
doubt.
But
You're
now it's open, so we can actually go through our overall rank for the week and if we've moved up or down overall.
All right. If someone tells me how to look that up.
Well, while
I can
you're
do
looking
that.
I went down.
How do we look that up? AFL home? I don't know what to
Yep,
pick.
that one.
Okay, there we go. Rightio.
Let's
just,
go Simmo first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I scored 2256, which is in the top 13%.
Good.
Wow, that's lower than I would have.
Yeah, there was higher scores this
Yeah.
week than I thought.
3 out of 3 league wins. So I'm gonna, when I open my app, I'll get the bloody Colonel throwing chicken at me.
Nice.
And then total score, what is it? Oh no, hang on.
Season rank.
Season rank 39,732.
Do you go up?
It
Yeah.
doesn't say.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
underneath
below it.
it will say season
Oh, I
rank
did
change.
6,000. 6,000.
Nice.
Nice. What's your overall team value as just a question?
12 mils, 12.7.
Nice.
Okay.
12.7 mil.
Because
Very good.
this was the round where everyone gained, or is it every 3 rounds, or is it every round?
The third game for rookies.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, 'cause it's
Yes,
that
yes,
3-round
yes, yes,
average.
yes.
Yeah.
Zach, do you want to take
Yeah.
take
Sure.
it away?
So 2217. So this is interesting. I won 5 of 7 leagues.
So many leagues.
5 of 7 leagues, but for the round, 32,530th. So I thought that winning 5 of 7 leagues would have had me a bit higher. That was 798 spots down overall. Currently 14,991st. That is inside the top 15,000, which I'm not too unhappy with. And that's out of 164,000 people, by the way. So that's all right. Team value at 12,953.
Nice.
Yeah. So
So I scored 22.14, as I mentioned. Season rank now 7,311th. I went down 1,498 places. And team value 12,884.
what's your overall season rank?
7,311.
Jeez,
That's very good.
solid.
Going well.
done.
So a few trades needed this week. I'm going to use my boost for the 3rd week in a row. I've used this will be.
Ooh.
I'll have 1 left.
Oh, going hard.
Making my trades early. I do every year.
Making my trades early.
Okay, come on. We've got to work that out
That's
during
good.
the week and record that.
Just quickly, the top score for the round 2,533
Oh.
by Braden, team name Ghouls.
Simo doesn't get it because he doesn't have
No.
taste in TV shows.
But he is now 2nd overall.
Well done.
What a team! Can I just? He's got the player I wanted and was too scared to get.
Brayshaw.
Riley Bonner.
Oh, no. The second overall team has Riley Bonner.
Yep, at D5.
I'm going to delete my team and we'll never do another
So this
podcast.
guy's team is Sicily, Doherty, Short, Dale, Bonner, Dacos.
Okay.
Midfield, Neil, Oliver, McRae, Parish, Miller, Cripps, Andy Brayshaw, Matt Rowell. Rucks, Witts and Bruce. Forwards, Dunkley, Parker, Brody, Cornelio, Gresham, Martin.
Gresham. Yeah. Gresham was, he didn't do well this week, but it was a good
Yeah.
pick.
But yeah.
That's impressive.
That's Supercoach for another week.
Cool.
Time to go and fix my team after another poor performance.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Apologies for the James Corden interlude there. I'm not a big fan. I just think it's not that
I
funny.
made a really good point, and you didn't laugh at my really good dyslexia joke either,
Sorry.
which
but,
hurts.
but yeah, anyway, we'll keep moving. And Gratzy, you want to sign off for us, buddy?
Kick a barrel. Win your Supercoach round. Drink a nice beer.